Oh brother, Elon Musk has issues with the rings of power. What a surprise. Also, Regé-Jean Page and Glenn Powell are putting on their cowboy boots for Butch and Sundance. Sony has announced its first Karate Kid movie in 12 years, and much more. Ready, set, go! First up, Elon Musk has issues with the rings of power. Elon Musk has spoken, and he deems Lord of the Rings of Power, unworthy. After watching the new series, he was so displeased that he took to Twitter to declare his judgment to the world, writing, "Tolkien is turning in his grave." Though he initially didn't explain why exactly Tolkien would be doing such a thing, luckily he soon added that all the male characters are a coward or a jerk, if not both. The only one who was brave, smart, and nice was Galadriel, which begs the question, would Tolkien, who let Éowyn kill the almighty Witch King of Angmar, really be angry to see that his female cast is portrayed as strong, smart, powerful, and independent? From the looks of it, though Musk is careful not to say it out loud, Musk has joined the league of people who feel that rings of power is too woke, which in this context means not as white as snow. Musk has mentioned before that he feels like the woke mind virus makes Netflix unwatchable, so it's pretty safe to assume he's doing the same thing here. But on the other hand, we all know that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are in a pissing contest, and it could very well be that Musk is stabbing at the project just for the sake of it. Musk and Bezos have been going at each other for ages now, and it's no surprise Musk is no fan of any of Bezos' endeavors. Following, Regé-Jean Page and Glenn Powell are putting on their cowboy boots for Butch and Sundance. Regé-Jean Page and Glenn Powell have been tapped to star in the upcoming Prime Video series Butch and Sundance. Inspiration was taken from the film Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which came out back in 1969. The new series will be produced by Infinity War directors Joe and Anthony Russo, with screenwriters Kaz and Ryan Firpo also attached to the project, whose names you may recognize from Eternals. As the show is still in the very early stages of production, there's not much more known about the series, except that it will be based on real-life outlaws from the Wild West. Except it's all in an alternate America, which could literally mean anything. Maybe the Soviet Union made it to the moon first, or cars were never invented. What if? Well, the possibilities are seemingly endless. Page and Powell have their work cut out for them, because Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid is what brought together the iconic duo Paul Newman and Robert Redford, a combination that was later cemented in The Sting, which was released in 1979. It ended up looming big over their careers, and just might do the same for Page and Powell. What kind of alternate America do you think they've come up with? And now, Sony has announced its first Karate Kid movie in 12 years. Sony has decided it's time to cash in on an intellectual property that has been burning away in their archives, ripe to be brought back into daylight. For the first time since 2010's Jackie Chan/Jaden Smith film, and also for the first time since Cobra Kai has skyrocketed into pop culture. Cobra Kai really brought back the entire franchise, transforming it from a nostalgic memory for the older folks among us into something contemporary and alive. But given how Cobra Kai does tell us pretty much everything we need to know about what Daniel has been up to lately, we wonder what Sony will decide to do with this new Karate Kid movie. It's likely the reboot will simply be that, a reboot, but better, hopefully, aside from the fact that no one has a clue what the new Karate Kid movie will be about. There's also zero news on who will be starring in the upcoming movie. Karate Kid veterans? New talent? So much about the project is still in mystery. It's hard to believe it's actually happening, but it is. Sony has confirmed it, but there's still more than enough time for those details to be found, because the new Karate Kid won't be released until at least June 2024. Do you think it's wise of Sony to bank in on the success that Cobra Kai has obviously been making? Or is it a weak attempt at milking something that was brought back to life by someone else? More to come. Next up, Keanu Reeves is going to be in a new Constantine movie. Filming for Mission Impossible 8 was briefly suspended for a rather sheepish reason, and Squid Game creator teased that Leonardo DiCaprio might join the cast. Want to know more? Make sure to keep watching until the end of the video, and we'll bring you up to speed on all that you need to know. Now, let's go. First up, Keanu Reeves will be in another Constantine movie. If anything, Keanu Reeves is even more popular today than he was back in 2005, when the first Constantine movie featuring Keanu Reeves was first released. The movie was based on the famed DC Comics warlock John Constantine, and we're finally getting more from that particular story. Warner Bros. Have unexpectedly announced Reeves isn't the only one of the original team who will be returning to work on the Constantine sequel. Original director Francis Lawrence has been invited to do it all over again, but there are some small obstacles to overcome before the project can truly start moving forward. It seems that Warner Bros. Is having some trouble finding someone who's willing to take the unenviable job of running the overall superhero movie division at the studio, which recently made a merger with Discovery. Taking the job would mean you'll spend the next 2 or so years of your life being compared to Marvel's Kevin Feige, who obviously has the upper hand when it comes to how detailed his respective superhero multiverse has become. Who would want to compete with that? But whatever their solution will be, we can be sure that Keanu Reeves is once again picking up the role of Constantine. Who else do you think will return to reprise their role in the Constantine sequel? Next, filming for Mission Impossible 8 shortly suspended after a sheepish intrusion. Throw super spy Ethan Hunt into the most bizarre situations, having to face dangerously rogue agents, criminal geniuses, or that one parking lot in Ghost Protocol that was clearly designed to break your neck in, and Hunt will outwit them all. But don't be fooled. There are still things in this world that may be able to successfully hinder Hollywood's least killable son. Filming for Mission Impossible 8, also known as Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2, had to be temporarily suspended when the set was taken over by a flock of roving sheep. Even though Mission Impossible 7 isn't scheduled for release until the 14th of July, 2023, filming for the follow-up is already well underway. But it may be that the sheep of England's Lake District had not been notified of the human activity that was to take place in their home. About 100 sheep had infiltrated onto the set, which did amuse the crew and cast alike, but must have cost a fortune, as filming simply couldn't commence. Mission Impossible 8, as most of Cruise's most recent presentations of Ethan Hunt, was written and being directed by Christopher McQuarrie. So now you know, if you ever have to face Ethan Hunt, bring some sheep. He won't know what to do with them. And last but not least, Squid Game creator teases Leonardo DiCaprio might join the series. It took him 10 years, but it just goes to show that perseverance and determination can get you a lot of things, including 6 Emmys. Squid Game was the show no one saw coming, everyone needed, and which managed to steal 6 Emmys away, including Best Director for series creator Hwang Dong-hyo. Hwang is already busy working on the 2nd season of the series, for which he has received a much bigger budget from Netflix. And there's little doubt that there will be a 3rd season of of Squid Game as well. But with its immense popularity, the pressure is on for the creator, which is maybe why he's been looking towards the stars for inspiration. During the post-Emmy press conference, Hwang joked about pulling Leonardo DiCaprio on board. Maybe if time allows, and if chanced, we should all ask him to join the game. He said, according to Deadline, the second season of Squid Game will once again take place in Korea and feature primarily actors from Korea as well, including Lee Jung-jae, who is now the proud owner of an Emmy as well. Despite the small teaser, Hwang has urged everyone to keep possible spoilers to themselves because he wants everyone in the audience to feel the suspense and thrill of what's coming next. Maybe we can do that just because he asked so nicely, but no promises. And that's all we have for now. Do you agree with Elon Musk and think Tolkien is turning in his grave in agony? Or did they do a good job with Rings of Power? Let us know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching.